Welcome to Real Estate Update with James Wedgeworth. I'm Allie McNair. Good to have you here, James. How you doing?
It's doing great. This is a fun time to be a real estate agent, Allie.
I bet it is. I was looking recently at inventory in certain areas of the island. What's happening there? It doesn't look like there's as much as there was a year ago, is there?
Well, actually, not as much as there was 6 months ago. I figured that you would ask that question, so I did a little research this morning. I just took a couple sample areas to give the public an idea of what's going on. In Indigo Run 2 years ago, there were 37 single-family homes for sale. Today, there are 3. Long Cove, 2 years ago, there were 32 for sale. Today, there are a grand total of 2. Hilton and Plantation, 2 years ago, there were 74 single-family homes for sale. Today, there are 14. Hilton and Sea Pines, there were 159 2 years ago. Today, there are 42. And I just, for curiosity, looked up villa sales. In Palmetto Dunes 2 years ago, there were 134 villas for sale. Today, there are a grand total of 9. Wow. What do you think of that, Allie?
Well, that's so interesting because I know when the whole, kind of uptick in real estate started happening, villas were not keeping pace with homes, but that certainly doesn't seem to be the case anymore, does it?
Well, we have seen that the home sales in COVID were stronger than the villa sales, but villa sales have picked up some recently because we have a shortage of homes, so people can't find a home to use as a vacation home. They're buying a villa to use as a vacation home, so it has picked up in villa sales. But you can see these numbers are just, it's hard to believe. We would have never thought 2 years ago that we would have so little inventory. And of course, you and I have discussed for years on this program that pricing is a function of usually one thing, and that's inventory.
And talk about that a little bit. What are you seeing right now with this real low inventory on the island?
Well, we've been running some studies to try to pinpoint it. The best studies I've seen show that since basically June the 1st, prices in single-family homes are up anywhere from 15 to 18% in a 6-month run.
In 6 months?
That's the best 6 months. I've been here 40 years. I've never seen anything like what is happening in the real estate market today. It's just amazing. It's hard to explain. I could try to explain it, but it's hard to explain.
Talk to me about people that are getting those villas that say, gee, we can't find the home we want, so that's what we're going to do for a vacation home or for now. Do you see when things do change, loosen up as far as in the housing market or buying of homes on the island, that they'll end up gravitating to homes and then you'll have a lot more condos on the market again? Or?
Well, I don't know if it's going to work that way. Traditionally, homes and villas have run in parallel. So if houses were up 10% price sales, villas were 10. We noticed in the last year that changed just a little, where houses were actually going up a little more than villas. And I think I know why, is because of COVID concerns. A lot of the vacation people that were buying second homes said, we want a single-family home with their own pool. My grandkids don't want to be in a public pool. So that's why the villa sales lagged a little, but they have picked up in the last couple months, mainly because of price. See, there's so much less. So people call them on a $600,000 house. I'm sorry, we don't have it. I got a villa over here. So that's changed, but inventory is just amazingly low, and we never dreamed this would happen. It's all COVID driven, and I think, as best I can tell, we had an influx of buyers basically from the Northeast that felt safe here. They liked the fact that everything is outside here. You can go to a restaurant and eat outside. You don't have any elevators to take. You don't have subways to take. So people felt safe. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if things are safe or not, but they felt safe.
Yeah, I agree with you. I talked to my sisters in the Northeast. They, right now we have such an advantage here on the island because we can be outdoors with other people safely, play tennis, golf, have a drink outdoors, whereas, in the frigid winter, it's just not possible for them. So it's a huge advantage, and I would bet that's the reason we see some people here. I want to ask you, lots of multiple offers these days on anything that's for sale, right? And what about that?
Yeah, a lot of the properties that we're listing, we're finding that we get 2 to 3 offers. Actually, I may have the record. I had one house we listed, and within 48 hours, I had 10 offers on the house. So, but if the house is priced properly, it's a real good chance you'll get a multiple offer, which is great for the seller because they can just the seller can say, well, I'll take this offer. Whereas 6 months ago, he'd have been glad to have offer B, but now he's taking offer A and telling offer B, thank you for your offer.
Okay, so if I'm in the market and I see some home I totally love, and I want to be that person when multiple bids or offers are coming in that gets that home, are there strategies other than offering an exorbitant amount above the asking price? Are there strategies that you can use in order to have a better chance of getting that dream home or the home someone wants?
Wow, that's a great question. I wish more people asked that question. I give you an example. I was working with some buyers recently, and when they looked at the house, they said, we want to make an offer. So I called the listing agent, and he said, I already have 2 offers. I'm expecting the 3rd offer. And I talked to my people. I said, tell me why you like this house. They said, this is the perfect house. It's less than we thought we were going to have to spend. What do we got to do to get the house? I said, I can name about 4 things that I would recommend you do. If you're comfortable with them, you got to be comfortable with them. But if you do that, you'll probably get the house. And here's what I told him. I said, are you sure you can get a mortgage? He said, 100% sure. If we couldn't get a mortgage, we could pay cash. I said, fine, let's make a cash offer that's not contingent upon financing, is not contingent upon appraisal. I said, the second thing they asked me about is they said, well, what else can we do? I said, well, if you're comfortable with the condition of the house, I would recommend you buy the house as is. I said the 2 most important things on a home inspection report are the roof and the HVACs. I looked at the property disclosure and the roof was 3 years old. There were 3 HVACs and they had all been replaced since 2015. So I said, I'm sure there's some other things wrong. It's probably not the end of the world, but those 2 things are the most huge things. So they made the offer as is. They said, what else? I said, well, I would put up a significant down payment where the people know you're not going to back out. So they asked me what significant was. In that case, I told them. They said they pulled out their checkbook and wrote a check. And I said, I got one other thing I would encourage you to do. I said, the seller is moving. Why don't we give the seller 30 days after closing to get out of the house? That way they don't have to get, in a rush to get everything packed up and out. They said, well, we're not coming right away anyway, so that will work out. So we did those 4 things. We presented the offer. My offer was accepted. After it was accepted, this other agent called me. They're a little upset that their offer wasn't accepted. And they said, well, my people offered more than you did. How'd you get the deal? I said, well, here's what we did. And they said, oh, well, I should have done that. It amazes me that I would get a call on one of my listings from an agent, and they'd say, I got somebody interested. And I said, well, I've got an offer, 2 or 3 or whatever. They said, we'll have an offer in a couple hours. And they bring me an offer with 8 or 9 contingencies in it.
It's not going to work these days, is it?
0 chance.
Okay, what great advice. I want to talk to you a little bit about how looking at what's available on the market here on Hilton Head Island and beyond has changed over the years. But first we're going to take a break, and we will be right back with more of Real Estate Update.